Yeah, Peter, Anna, Saka, Ina, the floor is yours.
Many thanks, Nicole. We agreed to divide the presentation between us, just as we, let's say, divided the value chain between us. So I will start by giving you an overview of which approach we chose in this project and why we chose this approach. So we decided to focus this session on systems thinking, because we think that systems thinking is indeed key for a successful project such as ours. Next slide, please. Many thanks. So the problem that we face, and that indeed anyone who wants to establish a recycling system faces, is the following. The plastic recycling system is complex. It has a lot of actors and a lot of links in the chain that need to be connected so that the entire chain can function. And if one link in the chain does not function, then immediately there is a loss of quality of the material and also of quantity of the material, up to the point where sometimes the entire chain cannot work anymore. And so what we need to establish is really a system where all the elements function. From the segregation to the collection, differentiated collection, to the actual processing, the recycling, and then to the utilization on the national or the global market. Next slide, please. So the segregation in our case needed to be done by the consumers, by the households. And if the consumers segregate, then we have less contamination of the materials that we want to recycle. And so resulting in a higher quality and also in a higher quantity of the recycled materials. Next click, please. Then on to the collection. If the collection is done in a differentiated way, then of course the segregation that consumers have performed can be used, and that also contributes to a higher quality and higher quantity of the material. Next click, please. Then in the recycling process, we certified the processes so that they can produce higher value plastic resin, and that this higher value can also be documented. And then onto the utilization, the plastic producers, the off-takers, can rely on the quality of the produced materials because it is certified under a DIN spec. Now, all these steps in our project were accompanied and traced and made traceable by a digital system. And this also ensures quality and of course, the traceability of the materials so that they can be sold at a certain quality on the global market. Next click, please. And this is a very brief glimpse to show you that indeed we are dealing with a system. These blue circles that you see are all the actors that need to come together to make that system work. We also introduced a behavioral intervention to incentivize waste separation behavior. And then we have those two material streams, the rectangles, the recyclables, and the non-recyclables. And you can see that everything is indeed interconnected, and there are a lot of actors that need to be coordinated. And if one of those elements fails, then the entire system is in peril, and sometimes even the entire system cannot work anymore. And with that, I would like to hand over to Saka from Waste for Change, who will take you through the first step in that system. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Anna, for introducing our program to the participants. And yes, this is our first steps of the integrated systems, which is the waste segregations. We have a couple of stakeholders here. First of all, is we have household. the waste sources. They do generate, collect, segregate, and also dispose their waste, their household waste, and adopting new behaviors for being responsible to the consumers. And then we also have Waste Bank as community-based waste management collection some of the household in Indonesia.
Saka,
Hello.
your connection is not so good. Maybe you have to turn off the camera to ensure that we can hear you.
Sure. Is it better now, Nicole?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Yeah. And then the last stakeholders here was IDOS. Dr. Anna helped us to develop the interventions and also testing the interventions that we apply to the household in Indonesia. And then also we have to analyze the result and share about the lesson learned that we have in the our beneficiaries in the Indonesia. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the old or the existing system that we face in Bogor, Indonesia. Is the one city of Indonesia. So basically, household in Indonesia doesn't segregate their waste. All of the materials, organic, inorganic, and also residuals are gathered in one bin. As you can see, they only have one bin located in their houses. Through these systems, they don't have facility to start segregating their waste because all of the waste will be mixed into the one bin. And what is the reason why the household cannot start segregating their waste is, first of all, they don't know about the knowledge and the informations that they have to segregate their waste. Second of all, there is no facilities. As I said, they only have one mixed bin, so they cannot put the waste separately. And third, it doesn't benefit them. There is no benefit things to the household when they segregating their waste. And the last point is the majority of people in the household community is not segregating. So that is why uh, they still not start to segregate their waste. Next slide, Peter. And this is what we do in order to improve their segregations skills and also rate in the household. Peter, you can play the first video by clicking it. I cannot hear the sound, but the video tells us about how to segregate the waste properly. And we give this to household, our beneficiaries, so that they can know and learn how to segregate their waste at home by themselves. So first thing first, what did we do is we educate them. So they know the information. They also know the skills how to segregate their waste. And second of all, as you can see, the second pictures is we facilitate them with other bin that are that we place in their household. If you can see in the picture, there is some existing bin in their niche, and we also provide them with the new blue bins so that they can separate their organic or inorganic at their homes. And third, we also give them gamifications to improve or to increase their motivations to start segregating waste at source. We we make them a competition event so that they can um, start segregating their waste. And if they succeed to reach our target, which is 60% of household is segregating their waste, they will win the prize. And the prize itself, it's an event community. It's a community event, so they can enjoy the event together with their network. And this is part of our beneficial. It's part of our interventions in household. And if you want to know to learn more about these interventions, you can attend the behavioral systems, the behavioral sessions tomorrow. I don't know the exact time. Maybe Anna will give you the information on that. And the fourth things that we do is we give them a spirit to collaborate. So every household we give them a sticker, and we told them that if they already segregate their waste, they can put the stickers on the lid of the bin so that it will um, notice their neighbor that they already segregate their waste at homes. And by these systems, we can able them to we are enabling them to segregating their organic waste and inorganic waste, because now they have organic bins and inorganic bin. And this is the conditions of the household after our program is they know how to segregate, they have facilities to self segregate, they have motivations to segregate, and their network can motivate them, or vice versa. And what about the system itself? So next slide, please, Peter. Yeah, the collection itself, we have three stakeholders that involve in this system, the collection system. First of all, is waste for change. We provide them with the collection services, and the local government that give us permissions to do the collections in certain area, and then the management of private residential areas. In this cases, is a town management from the Telaga Kehidupan residents. Telaga Kehidupan resident is our beneficiaries in this program. Next slide, please. So I want also to highlight what about the collection system. At first, the existing conditions or the conventional system is the household doesn't segregate their waste at home, so the waste is still mixed at source, and then they that mixed waste will be transported with truck transportations that also doesn't have any segregations there. And at the end of the journey, the waste will be dumped into the landfill. All of the waste will be dumped into the landfill, 100%. And what we provide, the ideal system is we provide them with, first of all, at source, we provide them with the segregated bin. We also provide them with the segregated collections, which we provide the separations layer into our truck, so the operator can easily separate the organic and inorganic one. And after that, we bring the material to the MRF, or material recovering facility, to be segregated more detail and to be pre-treatment. And after that, we sell the recyclable waste to the recyclers. And that's how the new system and the ideal system work in this program. Okay, for the next slide, I will give the floor and a screen to my friend from Plastic Bank. Is it Wisaka?
Thank you, Saka. Can you guys hear
Yeah.
me? Just want to do some sound check first.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Saka. So now I will presenting about the waste recycling. The first stakeholder in this waste recycling is Waste for Change. And as just Saka previously mentioned, Waste for Change is responsible in the creating the education and segregation for the target collection source, in this case household and waste bank, and also in the recycling sector on the Waste for Change material recovering facility. This is where the advanced waste segregation is happening. Why we call it advanced? Because I think Waste for Change are educating the household to separate it into several types of plastic, but later on the material recovering facility, there will be more advanced segregation need to be done just to prepare for this material to be later on transport into the local recycler. And that also cover the second part of the role of the Waste for Change, which is from all of the material collected in Waste for Change, they are the one that's going to be transporting and also sell that collected recyclable to the local recycler. As you can see on the picture on the right, this is one of the material recovery facility that Waste for Change has. The second stakeholder is the local recycler. In this case, the local recycler is any entity that are able to accepting and also processing all of their plastic into recyclates. In this case, we show you one example of our certified processor nearby the region of where this pilot project is happening, which is PT Langgeng Jaya Fiberindo. And this is the picture of that factory. The last or the third stakeholder is ours, Plastic Bank, which is we provide all of this supply chain nodes with a mobile app that are used for verification, also tracing of the material that collected, and incentive distribution. And all of this support and role are happening through our mobile app. We also do the certification of the local recycler that later on become the end of line from waste for change all collected material. The last role of us is buying material from the local recycler that are certified and then connect it with the Cirplus marketplace to be later on sold to any client. That's all from me, and thank you. Now over to you, Ina from Cirplus.
Thank you, Saka. Yeah, so before we look at the last main stakeholder system here, we've obviously seen now many different stakeholders that were involved in the behavioral change, in the collection, segregation, and the recycling. So what we have here is the stakeholders that are involved within the sales and procurement, which is basically the last little bit of this system. And we've got two main stakeholders here. The first one is the Cirplus platform, which you see on the right there, which is basically a digital marketplace for recycled plastics, where the recyclates are offered for sale. And then we've got also plastic manufacturers that procure the recycled plastics to make new products, such as by using Cirplus. So Cirplus here really forms the missing digital link in this system, where local plastic recyclers or waste owners are connected with buyers of recycled plastics. And another crucial element here that Anna highlighted at the start of the presentation is standardization. And this is where DIN Spec 91446 comes in, which is the first industry standard for high quality recycled plastics that Cirplus actually initiated and developed last year with the German Institute for Norms. What this means is that the plastic recyclates, such as the ones coming from this pilot project in Indonesia, are actually classified according to so-called data quality levels. And this then really brings transparency to the market and makes it much easier for buyers to find the right material. So overall, this last part of the system ensures that the collected and recycled plastic waste actually makes its way into new products, and thereby closing the loop for plastics. So this brings me to our overall achievements within the project. Next slide, please, Peter. So as you can see, overall, we've engaged 862 households and distributed waste bins to all of them. We achieved an increase from 0% to 20% in the waste segregation rate, and we aim to get this up to 60%. We also collected 323 tons of waste, so this included organic and inorganic waste, 41% of which was recovered in total. And of that, 4.62 tons was recyclable PET and HDPE that was traced through the Plastic Bank app. And then last, we've also got 1,000 tons of social plastic per month from this pilot project and other collections across Indonesia that are offered for sale on the Cirplus marketplace and are qualified according to DIN Spec 91446. So in conclusion, next slide, please. Our pilot project has really proven that systems thinking, including digital solutions, is key to set up a successful circular plastics recycling system. And what we need is to bring together a variety of stakeholders that each cover a distinctive place within the value chain. So from plastic collection up to the utilization of recycled plastics in new products. And then once we've got these different stakeholders, we need to combine their strengths and the digital solutions they offer systematically. And this is how we piloted, experienced, and also believe that we can stop plastic pollution and enable a circular economy. So thank you very much for listening, and we are happy to take any questions now.